Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue hitting on some big concepts in classical China's era. Last month we talked about political system, right? It's observable, it's externalized, it's a social structure. August, we're talking about the internalized concepts that basically is a Chinese way to teach what is human, what you're supposed to do, how you spend your life, kind of, the influencer way back then. All right, Xing is today's character. And we have came across this heart symbol consistently in the last, I mean, in August, 3 episodes, today is the third. So that shows like Chinese recognize that this is hard to represent both our cognitive and emotional processing. And we actually pair heart with head to mean our thinking. So this heart, probably between heart and head, Chinese probably give heart more value because we have a ton of characters built with the heart symbol, but we don't have a lot of characters built with the head symbol. So that shows heart probably plays a bigger role in how we operate. I translated Xing as character, but this is a complicated character, a Chinese concept, because it means how things go, the nature of things. But Xing, like the root nature of things. When we try to kind of read people or read the situation, we want to recognize the most core features of that thing. And in terms of humans, like we want to see how that person tick, right? So that we know how to deal with them. So this Xing recognize that. So with the heart on the left, that's our human algorithm. If we use today's machine learning lingo to describe human, of course, human got more layers than just algorithm, right? We got multiple ways of information processing, some like a subliminal, we don't even know. We operate that way. And then the right side is life itself. And Chinese, of all forms of life, use plant as a placeholder, as an easy way to visualize all forms of life. And this plant is this trident looking thing. So that's the abstraction of Chinese, that we have the main kind of stalk, right? And then you have leaves or branches just represented by the two side things. And then it's kind of planted into the ground. So the first horizontal line is the ground. And below the ground is soil, right? And then we have the second horizontal line. That is the indicator. So Chinese characters have two types, at least, okay, so far. If we super simplify things, one is physical representation of the physical abstract representation of the real world, like this plant plug into soil or ground. The second type is indicator. So it's almost like our artificial way to add. Oftentimes it's just a straight line to point your attention to the whole picture. Because if I just have a plant in the ground, what are we looking at? We have a ton of different characters that are kind of similar looking to this. So how can people tell from one to another, right? So we add such second layer, almost like a commentary in this 2D frame. And it's a still frame without any influencer explaining to you about things, right? In that 2D still frame, we plug in this horizontal line, like here is what we're talking about. Isn't that awesome? So this second line means it's emphasizing on the root of the plant. It's still grounded, still rooted. So that means it's still alive. So that's how Chinese express life. We use plant and we say it's still there. It's still growing. have the roots underground. So we have life symbol on the right, the heart of life, or life's heart. And that's our definition of nature or character. Okay, so life's heart. Okay, so life means some living things, and the heart represents how this living things sense, feel, process, respond to life itself. And that forms the nature or the character of this thing. Kind of. I just love how Chinese really deep thinking, put in big concepts to formulate our language, to formulate how we think, how to. I guess that's why this language survived millennials, and so many people tap into it. It's still relevant to today. Okay, I hope that makes sense. The heart of life, or life's heart, and that is the essential character or nature of things. Okay, 性格 translated as character pattern. So 格 means a grid line. So imagine this, business people, they tend to have this quadrant of things because that's the super simplified ways of classify things into 4 blocks, 4 groups. It's nothing fancy. And this grid is ancient Chinese way, already recognized. Like you can put things into grid. Quadrants or 9 blocks, however granularity you want to put it in, you kind of place them in a kind of a framework to pin down their different features and dimensions. So anyways, this 性 and 格 basically say somebody's character or nature of operating within a certain block. So we almost like, in this case, 性格, almost like we pigeonholed that person's personality into a type. Like, are we, the extrovert or introvert? Okay, extrovert or introvert. Basic classifications of human personality. So 性格 is a Chinese way to say your character pattern. We recognize that pattern, we put you in that grid. All right. 性质, 质 means quality. So when we say character quality, we're calling attention to the essential nature of things. So 性质 means basically somebody's core nature. If you recognize, say, okay, among people, somebody is a perfectionist, right? That's a kind of a classification or how we super simplify people. And when we recognize a certain behavior of that person, we point out to perfectionist behavior. And that is call out the 性质 of that person. So we understand it, like where it came from. We kind of use one concept to explain 1,000 different behaviors. And that one concept is this 性质. We call out this character's core qualities. Okay. 性别, character difference. Okay. 别 means you separate A from B. So when we say, what do you mean character difference? What could that be? A end up as Chinese way to say gender. Because, okay, life's heart or life's way of doing things, most likely because this language is used on humans. It's invented by humans, for humans. And we're talking about humans. So this 性 is about humans' nature. And what's the core, I guess, the most essential difference among humans, this core character? It's a gender. So that's why Chinese assign 性别 to mean gender. Okay. And here I'm showing, okay, I actually search on Unsplash sex because 性 by itself, without any context, like all the 性格, 性质, 性别, without a second Chinese character to pair with it, to kind of concrete or contextualize how this character, because it's a complicated concept, it can mean many, many different things, maybe 24 of different things, depends on how you pair it with. Just by itself, singular, 性. In today's language, it means sex in Chinese. And how interesting, like, do Chinese recognize that we are sexy beings? Like that's the essential character of humans, besides gender as a fundamental differentiator among people, right? Humans is sexy behavior as the main operating fundamental character of humans? Don't know, but Chinese use this one singular character to mean sex. So I have to search on Unsplash, and this is the representation. And here also two gender represented to show that Chinese recognize life's heart. You know, what is life? What is heart? And when they combine together, it creates this character or nature meaning, and this is how they operate. And if we want to separate, it's a man and a woman here. And if we want to see boil down of a person's essential character, that's their 性质, their quality, or 性格, their pattern, their personality. So just with one character, 性 can mean so many different things. But Chinese recognize the essence, the core of how life operates back then, and still rings true today. There we go. 性. Thank you for your time. See you later.